How's it? Welcome to the first video on Tech Scene ZA for 2020. Today we're going to be looking at how good the GoPro Hero Session 4 is in 2020. Once again, welcome. I hope your Christmas, New Year, as well as 2020 so far is as good as mine as it was for you. Is as good as... I messed this up in the other video as well. I hope the beginning of your 2020 was as good for me as it was for you. For you as it was for me. I hope the beginning of your 2020 was as good for you as it was for me. The GoPro Hero Session 4 was the first of its kind, being 50% smaller and 40% lighter than the GoPro Hero 4, and even combined an ultra waterproof design with an easy one-button control. And it packed a punch, having GoPro quality video 1080p 60 frames per second, 720p 100 frames per second, and 1440p 30 frames per second. Along with an 8 megapixel photo in single, burst, time and time-lapse modes. At the time, it was something revolutionary because most action cameras required a case to be waterproof and is very convenient. Most adrenaline seekers will agree with me on that. Operating the GoPro is simple. A short press of the shutter button powers on the camera immediately and starts recording. A long press initiates a time-lapse photo recording. The GoPro Hero Session, where all GoPro Hero Sessions are compatible with all GoPro accessory mounts. And the only requirement is that you have the GoPro Hero Session frame. So without this frame, obviously, it's just the cube. But with the frame, then you can use any of the GoPro attachments because it has the standard fitting on it. At its time of release, the recommended retail price in the US was about 4,963 Rand 50 cents, or something around 5,000 Rand. 5 years down the line, how are we looking? The GoPro Hero Session 4 still retails for around 3,000 to 4,000 Rand second hand. So that just shows that it is still worth it. The only unfortunate part is that GoPro only created the Hero Session 4 and the Hero Session 5. They didn't proceed on with it, and that was kind of disappointing for a lot of besides GoPro enthusiasts, people who use action cameras, adrenaline junkies and outdoorsy kind of people. And the reason for that was the session were actually convenient. So this is literally something tiny and it's not even heavy compared to the use of other action cameras. Just hold on 1 second. See, I told you, 1 second exactly. Compared to something like this, alright, this is smaller, but I mean, okay, you might think I'm talking nonsense, but this is actually convenient, the shape, if you think about it. See, for cyclists and stuff like that, having something bulky like this on your head isn't so good. Whereas if you have something half the size doing the exact same job, then it makes sense. But unfortunately, GoPro did stop production of the Session, and we only have the Hero Session 4 and the Hero Session 5 in circulation. And I think that this camera is very sought after. That explains the price range of it. So if you're watching this, you're most probably buying it second hand. And the only problem I can tell with buying it second hand, obviously this was purchased second hand as well. The only problem is that it is a sealed device. So unfortunately, if anything is to happen to the battery, there's nothing you can do. But I mean, it does its job. This one, I actually did a test yesterday, and it recorded for just over an hour straight. But it wasn't exactly a full charge. I put it to charge and it told me it was fully charged, but I don't think it really was. But last night I did recharge it, but I'm not going to test that.
Faded in this dark and smoky room, way out, face reflecting bright green, brights and blues. You know I kinda want to disappear with you, but don't think that is what I would usually do. You know it's just like I felt the heat the moment he pressed his lips up against mine. Don't wanna fuck this whole thing up like I do every time. Fire is burning through this silence. I can't take it, can't control this flame we started. You know I fire in my heart, yeah.
Okay, so my final verdict. At this point you might be seeing pictures and videos taken with this device. And what if I told you our last video, well, it was a long time ago, I know, but the last video, which was the review of the i7 earpods, the overview, the top view of our video, I think when I was opening the box and stuff, that was all shot with the GoPro Hero Session 4. And you would never be able to tell that. I know you wouldn't have, because you would have assumed it was just my phone or something. But no, it was actually the Hero Session. And the quality of it is really good. I'm not sure if I'm going to record in screen, in studio. But for the quality and the price, it's well worth it. Yes, you can get a cheaper one, but the other brands, like unknown brands and stuff, tend to come with a lot of problems. I know I do face a bit of issues importing, although these are well-known brands. This is the HP and the Volcano, and if you haven't seen these reviews, they are linked up there in the description. But I tend to have problems importing these things into Adobe for editing. But the GoPro, you just throw it in, no stories. They actually have a preset that corrects fisheye distortion. Well, it's maybe it might be slightly biased because GoPro is such a big name, but there are even cheaper GoPros, like the GoPro Hero. It's the GoPro Hero 18. And it is priced at around 2,500 Rand. Quality isn't good. It can record 720 and 1080p, but it doesn't have stabilization and things like that. So that's why the quality of the video itself isn't so good. But I mean, this thing being secondhand does its job. And even in my vlogs, you're going to see quite a bit of this used. And climax of our trip coming up soon, you'll see this being used for something really cool. Alright, so that's my verdict. I think it's a very good piece of technology and equipment to have with you. And if you are thinking of buying one, even secondhand, I suggest go for it as long as the price is right. Don't be paying 5,000 Rand for something secondhand, because if you're paying 5,000 Rand, you can get it from Cape Union Mart. You can get it from them, the Hero Session 5, brand new. Yeah, so just make sure the price is right and you will be on your way. And that's it for today's video. Guys, thank you for supporting me, staying with me. And if you're new, please do subscribe. New videos every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Guys, thanks for watching. My name is Prashant, and I'll see you in the next video.